microphone. Is it working now? There's always something at the start of the stream. But it looks like it's working now. Okay. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Sunday. How is everybody doing? What's new? What's happening? How's life? Let's get on over to my face, which might have a surprise. And no, it's not just acne. Are we ready? Oh, hold on. Hold on. There's things happening with today's stream, so don't worry about it. You hear me now? Good. Good. But okay, I'm wearing a black shirt. That's like the worst shirt to wear. Check it out, though. Your girl got a haircut. She's all blown out with the lighting, but she got a haircut. Sam got their hair done. Let's go. Oh my god, the lighting situation. Okay, normal. Where did it go? Here we go. Ghost. I got 5 inches taken off, and I have to say, I think she did a really good job. It's just the price that you shave your head. No, I did mention that to her though. I was like, I've been having intrusive thoughts of like shaving it all off, and she's like, oh no, but also me too. But she had like basically my hair style. So once I saw her, I was like, this is the one. This is it. This is gonna be the one. And she did a really good job. My hair is still pretty soft, and it's been almost a week. And I haven't really done anything to it. I mean, I showered since then, but it feels nice. It feels fresh, and I've been having fun actually doing some styles. I found a YouTube channel that has hairstyles, and the person who has the channel has tighter curls than me, but like similar. And I was like, okay, this is really fun. So I've been kind of playing with so I'm glad in a way that I'm not bald right now, because then I can play with my hair a little bit. It's also just so much nicer with wash days. Oh my god. Also, I keep being just white. I'm just gonna be white. That's just what it is. I'm gonna be a ghost. Anyway, so that was part of my news. I actually have a lot of news. We'll go over it a little bit at a time. Any news with y'all for this past week? Also, I'm trying different lo-fi girl music. This one is a new one that they just posted. It's Sims. If it's too loud, let me know. It's actually a little loud for me, so I'm gonna turn it down. But, oh god, I had a setup. I'm gonna be clicking a lot on the computer today. Because I have 2 screens now instead of my normal 3 for streaming. Because we're doing a traditional art stream today, so I had to unplug the tablet. So I'm down to 2 screens, and that is not enough when I do my streaming. So everything is like shoved on one screen. Anyway, I do want to show off some projects that I've been working on, and I'm very excited about them because they are from my mending pile. I'm actually going through them, y'all. I'm going through my pile of clothes to fix. I'm so proud of myself. So I'm going to show off this first one is actually the second one that I did, but it was the easier one, so it's faster to show. But it's a skirt, and it's super cute. It's a very cute skirt. However, the waistband, is it this one? No, it's this one. You can tell because it's significantly worse. The waistband was falling apart, so I had to re-sew it. Nothing new, just keep it on. That's good. You can probably tell that it's hand sewn up here, the edge where the flat meets the, what is this called? Is this called shirring? I'm still learning, so I don't know. But it's split. It was coming apart, so I hand sewed it back together. And in hindsight, I probably could have just used fabric glue. So, I'm a little sad about that. But I guess I have learned or had some hand sewing practice. Yay. I hate hand sewing. Anyway, it was unnecessary. Anyway, but the other one is more exciting. And this one took like 2 hours, I think, to do. And I don't have a before and after picture, so you're just going to have to use your imagination. But all of you are artists, so I'm assuming that's not going to be any problem. But imagine pants with black fabric, that they're not like exercise pants, but they're also not pajama pants, but they're kind of like in between. Anyway, the waistband completely shot. I still have the waistband because I need to take it apart. But here's the waistband. And let me see if I can actually show it because there's no elastic in the waistband. The waistband fabric itself just got like overstretched. Like look at that. I don't know what happened, but the fabric, there's no elastic. There's nothing in here. But the fabric just died and just got so overstretched. So my initial thinking was to cut it apart and put in elastic. But then also, I think it's called a grommet, right? Here, tore. And I could not think of how to fix that. However, also in hindsight, I probably could have used fabric glue. Just fabric glue everything. But it's a little too late for that. So instead, I just cut off the waistband. And I've had these pants probably since high school. Like, they're old. So I cut off the waistband, and then I cut the legs to be capris, and then I made a new waistband from the leg fabric and then put elastic in that. So ta-da! Look at me go! Making capris. The knees, however, were kind of overstretched too, and I kind of forgot about that until I put them on, and the knees are just like at the bottom. So I might add some darts or something to make it so they're not like flared out. But listen, look at that hem. Tell me that is not the best looking hem you've ever seen. Gorgeous, stunning, lovely, beautiful, show-stopping. I need to memorize that meme at some point. I love it. The waistband, however, not as nice. Hold on. Here we go. So this is the very front. Listen. I worked with what I had, and I did my best. I cut it just too short, so I had to really maneuver things around to really make it work. And then I also cut it at an angle, so if you look at the butt side, you can tell that one part of the waistband is shorter than the other part. And then if you look on the inside, it's beautiful. I love it so much. So these are the pants. However, they are so comfortable. Like, the waistband is perfect. I actually didn't cut any elastic for the waistband. This was just the leftover elastic that I had. It was the perfect amount. So didn't have to measure or do anything. So that was awesome. And then that went in perfect. And then there was also some holes in the butt that I just did a zigzag stitch over because I didn't feel like patching it. So there's the holes that are just zigzagged over. It's the same technique that I used for Alexander's pajama pants. He had holes in his butt that I just did zigzags over. I'm like, that was the last thing that I did for these capris, and I was like, I'm so exhausted. This took so much longer than I was expecting, and so many things went wrong. I was like, I'm done. I'm just zigzagging. I'm not patching. I'm not doing any of that. But I love them, and I immediately wore them after I made them because of course I did. And I was so excited to go out, and then the temperature was like 40 degrees. I was so cold. I was out there in capris and I was like, I'm making it work. I just made these. I'm wearing them. So I was freezing my butt off, but I was very comfortable doing it. Okay, so very happy with these. And that was definitely one of the harder ones. I still have some harder ones left. And a lot of them just have holes. And I don't know what to do with some of them. Because like one of them, now that I'm like got the zigzag technique kind of down, I could probably do that for one of them. I have a pair of white pants that I could probably zigzag over. But one of them is this really, really nice red jacket. It's kind of like a cover-up. It's so thin, but it's like fancy. And I don't know how to fix the hole with that one because the fabric is really thin and stretchy, and I don't know what to do there. I really like the jacket. I might have to scrap it. We'll see. If I can't think of a way to patch the hole. then it might just have to be stuffing. So RIP, we don't know yet, but that's where I'm at. So that's what I was doing this week. I'm very proud of myself. If it works, it works. Exactly. Okay, let's get on over to the drawing. I know it says no signal. I know. Okay, give me a minute. I will fix it. I know what to do now to fix this problem. But I've been having so much fun now. Like, but the problem is I have so much stuffing material because of like all the excess scraps and stuff that I have. Like, is that flipped? No. Okay. Cool. All the excess scraps and stuff that I have that I need to make plushies. So that's why I've been trying to search up like sewing. I mean, I could do crochet too, but I wanna sew. So I was looking up some sewing patterns, and I found this one that's a frog. So I really want to make this frog. I'm very excited about it. Printed it out and cut it out this morning. Anyway, kitty cat. I have a commission, and I want to start to work on it. So I started it this morning. Well, I started it yesterday, but then I got going more on it this morning. Hold on a second. Can I move that? Is that there? I think that's more in frame. Should I zoom in, or do you guys want to see like the full view? Like, do you want it a little bit closer so you can kind of see a little bit more? Okay, hold on. There's a lot of things going on here. Okay, is that better, or do you want zoomed out? Y'all can let me know. Come on. Just trying to figure out where this is on the camera so I don't move it. I'll move my erasers over here. I have so many erasers and I like don't even use them really. Where do we view? I guess right there. Okay. There. Nice. Perfect. Alright, so that's like my main updates. Got a haircut. Did in is good? Nice. Okay. What else? I did also start another bag. What's new, you know, always with bags. It's a black and yellow, but it's kind of like a goldish, orangey yellow. It looks weird, like on the stream. Anyway, it's with this yarn. I don't really like it, though. The yarn. I don't know. I have mixed feelings on it. It's supposed to be like, oh, it's a sports team. I just picked it up because it was free. I got it for free. But I think after this bag, I'm just going to donate the rest of it. I don't know. I'm not really a fan, but somebody might like it. Maybe it'll find a home one day. Who knows? But I've been doing like so many like various little projects things. I've just been in a mood, I guess. Hold on, let me move stuff around. I have the reference pulled up and I'm trying to also have chat pulled up at the same time. There we go. What was I saying? Oh, just like doing a bunch of random projects and stuff. And I have so many more ideas of things that I want to do, and it's like time. Trying to navigate and use my time wisely. But yeah, so we have a charcoal commission to do, which is fun. It's actually funny because I was wanting to do another charcoal project, and then somebody messaged me like, hey, can you draw my cat? And I was like, oh, that's good timing. This one. And let me get this up. But yes, I found a lot of cute patterns on Etsy. But you just like really have to dig through. It's really frustrating. Because I think I mentioned on the server last night that I wanted to do a flower pillow. And I didn't really want to. It showed up. And I was like, oh, that's cute. I would like to do that. So I opened up the pattern and then I looked at the first couple reviews. And one of them was like, oh, this is a good pattern, but there's no pictures, so you kind of have to like know what you're doing. And I'm like, oh, I kind of want to have pictures. That I'm too noob to not have pictures right now. So I went on YouTube to see if I could find visual examples of how I could do this pillow. And every single one I found didn't look anything like the one I found on Etsy. And the one I found on Etsy, like, I thought was so much cuter. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll look at some of these just to kind of get some idea. And every single technique that these people use made the end result just look completely different. And I'm like, this is weird. So I go back and I look at the picture, and then just, they had several pictures of these pillows that they made. And I was like, could it be? And I start counting the petals on one pillow, and I go to a different picture and I count the petals, and I'm like, wait a minute. How come this one pillow has 8 petals and this other one has 7? And then I was like, okay, wait, hold on. Maybe there's an option in the pattern that you could make it so it has 8 petals or 7 petals. It could be like, make as many petals as you want, kind of thing. I've seen that before. And so I was like, okay, maybe that's a thing. And I was like, I don't know, I'm still feeling sus. So I went and I looked at all the pictures again, and they had like a pretty intricate fabric pattern thing on the pillow. So I'm like, okay, is this the same pattern on every single picture? And I'm going through and I'm like, this is really close. Like, this seems pretty the same. And then like the settings and stuff were like really built up, and just like they made like a set, like different sets to take these pictures with these pillows. And I was like, I don't know, man. I'm starting to feel a vibe. And then I looked through more reviews, and when you click on like the read more or whatever on Etsy, you can see the breakdown of like how many 5 stars, how many 4 stars and stuff. So I saw some 1 stars, and I'm like, I want to read those. So I go to those, and sure enough, people were saying it's a scam, and I was very sad. But they got me good. I didn't buy it. I was so tempted. I will tell y'all some hints in case you're gonna do anything Etsy. But they had the pattern quite expensive just for a flower pillow, in my opinion. Apparently sewing patterns are significantly more expensive than crochet patterns just as a flat base. I'm not used to that. I'm used to like, $3 to $5 crochet patterns, and sewing patterns are like $17 to $30, and I'm just like, whoa there. Wow. Okay. Not used to that. Different demographic. Okay. So this flower pillow was like $17, and it was on sale at a significant discount, and it was like limited time sale. And so I felt the time pressure, and I think that was on purpose. I think that they probably have a permanent sale set. And so you feel that time pressure to have to buy now, and like you don't have the chance to really think it through and give yourself the opportunity to research whether or not it's AI or not. And damn, that was definitely a factor in getting me to feel the pressure to buy it sooner. But I'm very glad I didn't, because it wasn't real. But yeah. Anyway, so I did some more digging, and I found other patterns that are cute and seem to not be AI. Sometimes you can tell. Like, I feel like crochet is more obvious than sewing, at least for my experience for looking for AI. A lot of the stuff that gives away sewing AI pattern stuff is similar to every other AI thing, which is just like where it has like that glow to it, that like fuzzy, like goldenness to it. But this didn't have that. So that's part of why I was like, damn, did they pay for like the latest model or something? Like, these look good. Shady as heck, right? So very glad that I mean, I'm sure if I knew more about sewing, I would have known from looking at it that like, oh, that type of thing is probably like not possible. I don't know if it's possible or not. I still thought it was cute. I was like, but if you can't like make it real, because I don't know how you would make, I'm not good enough as a sewing person, because I don't know what it's called, the center of the flower was like actually embedded with the flower, like it wasn't sitting on top. And all the other flower pillows that I saw people making had the center sitting on top of the petals. So I could be wrong, I don't know, but I did like the style better where it was like the petals were in the actual center instead of the center being on top. But oh well. I still would like to make that pillow like just a flower pillow one day. They seem cute. I used to have one as a kid. It was, do y'all know Celebration Station, or is that just like a Florida thing? I would assume it's a chain, but when I was a kid, there's it's kind of like a Chuck E. Cheese, if you're familiar with that. Just like a arcade-ish place for little kids. But Celebration Station was for a little older. So Chuck E. Cheese is like for really little kids, and then Celebration Station is like if the kids are like a little bit older, like younger teenager kind of age group. And so they do the thing where you play the games and you get tickets, and then you have prizes that you could exchange for your tickets. And there was this flower pillow that I really wanted, and I played so many games. I probably spent so much stupid money of my parents' money on these games just to get these tickets. And they give you a receipt, so you turn in the tickets and you can print a receipt, so you have like, oh, you had this many tickets, so you can just give them the receipt. But you can save the receipts and then save up to get the bigger prizes. So I was saving up my receipts, and I had some things happen with my receipts. First of all, one of the receipts that I got, like the printer wasn't working, so the employee who was there wrote down how many tickets I had and then like signed his name. So like I could be able to turn it in later. And then I, as I was still saving my receipts, I had a lava lamp, and it was at night and I wanted to read by lava lamp, but the lava lamp was too bright. I don't remember where I got the lava lamp from. I had it for like a month maybe. I don't know what happened to it. But it was too bright, or I don't remember what it was, but like I took out the lava part of the lamp, and then you just have the lamp at the bottom, but then that was like the sun. So I wanted to cover it to mute the light, and I was like, oh, let me just use these random pieces of paper. I'll put it over the lamp, and it dimmed it perfectly. Thankfully, the house didn't burn down. Just future reference. Don't put paper on hot lamp. Because when I was done reading, I took off the paper to put back on the lava lamp, and there was like burnt center on my tickets. So I come into Celebration Station sometime later with my tickets, one that's signed by who knows who at this point. So a handwritten amount, who knows who, and burned in the center. I go up to the counter, my mom is with me, and I'm like, can I have the pillow? That employee was not paid enough to have the reaction that they had, okay? I'm just saying, like, they definitely did not pay you enough to be sus on this child, alright? I did get my pillow, but my mom had to Karen a little bit to get the pillow for me. Oh man, that was funny times. It wasn't even that good of a pillow, to be honest, but like I was trying to like hype it up because it cost so many tickets to get it wasn't even that big. I think it was maybe like this big around. It was cute though. It had a yellow center with pink petals, and like hot pink petals, and I did like it, but there was like zero stuffing. It was soft and everything, but it was like flat. It did not give what it seemed to give as it was sitting on the shelf, is what I'm saying. But I don't know what happened to it. Maybe we lost it during the hurricane. I don't remember. But yeah, that's my flower pillow story. That's why I was like, when I saw the picture on it, Etsy, I was like, oh my god, I can make my flower pillow again. That's what I was thinking when I saw it. So that's why I was excited. But ripperdoodles, I guess. It wasn't real. But I'm super excited to do this frog. And then I also saw a tutorial on YouTube that's for a fish, and I really want to make this fish plushie. So I have projects I want to do. And then also on the bargain, on the bead, is it bead box bargain or bargain bead box? I forget the YouTube channel for that company though. They just posted a tutorial for a bracelet with their March box. It is so cute. It is using like the longer gold beads from that set, and you make like I'm like, why am I going over here? I can just go right here. Oh, super zoomed in, but it's like a double layer bracelet with the lines in between. Hold on, let me get a piece of paper I can draw on. And then a pencil. But it looks like you have the beads on both sides, and then you have like this thing in the center. It looks like that. And it looks really cool. I really hope I have enough beads because I already used some of them and I don't remember how many I've used. So I'm very much hoping that I have enough. Fingers crossed, but it looks so cute. So there's too many things that I want to do. Bruh. But yeah, so maybe at some point I'll make the flower pillow. I would like to try and make it with the petals. I have to think about how that would work. I don't know how that would work, but I would like to make it work because it's cute. For sure. Man, there's a lot of things that happened this week. Oh, I didn't even talk about the water. What happened with the water update? If you were here last week and you heard about it, our water started spitting out this really nasty looking stuff, and we didn't know what it was, and everyone we talked to kept giving us different answers about what it was. And I was talking with my dad about it, and he's like, oh, it's probably like rust, the water is like orange or yellow. And he mentioned how he had complained when it happened to him the first time to some water guy, and the water guy, according to my dad, took a cup of this orange water, and he's like, oh, it's completely safe to drink. And he drank the cup in front of my dad. I'm sorry, what? That made me think of like the Monsanto guy, where like, you know, because they're poisoning the water supply, right? And then people were like criticizing them, and like they had lawsuits and stuff. And so like the CEO was given a glass of water that was contaminated with their stuff, with their fertilizer. And so because the CEO was always like, oh, the water is safe to drink. The water is safe for the environment. It's not toxic. It's not contaminants, blah, blah, blah. And so then somebody actually gave him a cup of water, like some news interviewer person. And they're like, will you drink that? And he's like, no. Like, okay, this is giving me a lot of faith in the words that you were saying. But anyway, apparently this guy in front of my dad just like downed the cup of rust water. And I'm like, I mean, we started joking about it later because I told Alexander about it too. And my dad was like, you know, maybe this is this one guy's job. They hire one person to drink the water in front of everybody. And that's all he gets paid for. And then like once he dies, like they just replace him with another one. Oh my god, that's so gross. Anyway, so this was on Friday. Not this past Friday, but the Friday before. This past Friday. So like a week ago. I wanted to take a bath. And so I start turning on the hot water for the bath. And out of the bath, water immediately comes... Ooh, I should get pictures. Hold on. We took pictures. This like reddish brown, shiny... Like there was, it like had reflection to it. Hold on. It's super gross. Like it just looks like brown dots, so it's not like disgusting, but hold on, can you see? There's just like a bunch of brown dots, and they came out of the bathtubs, and it was like a lot. And we tried to explain to like maintenance. It was a lot. The maintenance guy comes out and on Monday, and he's testing the water, and he's like, I don't know, seems fine. Like, this just happens every once in a while. And I was, you know, we're like, okay, but what is it? And he's like, which one did he say? I can't remember. I think he said, like, oh, I think it's just minerals, like mineral buildup. And it's like, you think? Can you be sure? So then later, I noticed some pieces coming out of the kitchen sink, but not nearly as much as the bathtubs. So I don't know what to do. So I'm like on the phone with my dad and I'm telling him about it. I'm like, or no, I was texting him about it. And then eventually, like, he's like, oh, it could be just rust. That happens every once in a while. You can like let them know, blah, blah, blah. He like didn't seem it was a big deal. Then I sent him the pictures of it and he's like, okay, that's unacceptable. That's crazy. You should definitely let them know about it, as if we didn't already. And like, we collected a bag of this shit. And then anyway, so my dad was like, you should reach out to the city because then they'll send somebody independent and they can look at your water then. And I was like, okay, I've never done that before. Let me see if I can figure this out. So I go on the city website there, and I think I Googled up like the city and then like water or something. And then like a dedicated page came up, and I didn't know who to contact. So I just saw some guy who was the director, and I was like, okay, I'll just email the director of water. It just sounds so weird. So I emailed him, and I'm like, listen, I don't know what to do. I've never done this before. I've never had this experience before. Here's some pictures. Here's the story. Please help. And he's like, oh yeah, we can definitely help. No problem. He was so nice. Oh my God. It was like night and day. I was talking to Alexander about it. He's like, yeah, because the difference is, it's not that, like, they're being, like, their job is to figure out an answer. Whereas, like, obviously the apartment's job is to cover up the answer. So, like, obviously he's going to want to be helpful. But then he said, oh, they're supposed to do some hydrant flushing. That, and like, what's your address? We can see if you're one of the ones affected for that area. I gave him my address, and then, hold on, drink of water. I gave him my address, and I need to also move the reference photo. Please hold. So I can see more, since chat's covering it. Okay. So then he like forwards me to a different group of people chain, and I didn't notice it until later in the day, but they had been talking back and forth between each other. And then one guy's like, oh, it's rust from us doing the hydrant flushing. Don't worry about it. Just run your water for like 10 minutes and it'll clear up. Mind you, we ran the water after the maintenance guy left for an hour. We ran it for an hour and this stuff was still pouring out. And then also, coincidentally, after I messaged the director of water, which I have to say the whole thing because it sounds so funny. After I messaged the director of water, I don't know what his title is. I don't know who it would be. But we got an email from the apartment that's like, oh, they're doing hydrant flushing in the area, so you're gonna get rust in the water, but just run it for like 2 to 3 minutes and it'll clear up. And again, we ran it for an hour, and it was pouring out. It was crazy. So now that I got the city people involved, so after that one guy first responded with saying that it was rust, it'll clear out within 10 minutes. Another person responded in the email chain and they're like, it can't be rust because the pipes in that area are plastic. And no one else had called in to complain yet. It was just me. And so they're confused about like where and what's happening with this issue. And I'm just like, what is going on right now? Is it rust? Is it minerals? Our pipes are apparently plastic. It can't be rust. I don't know what's happening. So then I gave them my phone number because I didn't initially give them my phone number. And then one of the guys called me the next morning and he's like, listen, I am emailing your apartment management and I'm telling them to send out people and figure this out. I was like, okay. And he's like, yeah, just let me know updates. And I was like, okay. So now the city is going after our apartment management. Same day. The apartment management sends out another employee. We show the employee our baggie and the pictures. And he's like, wow, yeah, that's not right. So he tries the water, and hold on, checking reference photo real quick. So he tries the water, and it turns out it's coming out more from the hot water than from the cold water. So he said, okay, it's a hot water heater issue. And he went and tested another apartment, and another place was having the same problem. So it wasn't just us. And I think it was him, because we had another guy come out later that same day. So I think it was him, and we were trying to like brainstorm like what's going on, what happened, because this is not from the hydrant flushing, because the hydrant flushing started on Wednesday, but our issue started on Friday, and like those are different days. So he's like, yeah, I don't know what's up with that, but maybe there's something with the water heater. Most people, you know, they take a shower, they don't take a bath, and also it was spring break that week, which, you know, we didn't know, we're not students. So it could have been that there was already this buildup there, but because less people are using the water, and if they use the water, they're more likely to use the shower. And then I use the bath, and I use the bath before people come back. We might have just been one of the unlucky apartments to get more of whatever the stuff was, which turned out to potentially most likely be minerals. That seemed to be the definitive answer that we were later given. So the guy was like, okay, they're going to send out another guy later to check out the water. And we were like, okay. And I felt like, I was like this, like, I don't know, man, like this just, so I couldn't process it. I was like, I don't know what's happening. Alexander was like fist bumping me. He was like excited. He's like, yo, we got this. Like, we're taking them down. And I'm just like, shit's happening. I don't know how to feel about it. So the second guy came, and we showed him the baggie. And the second he saw the bag, it was the bag of stuff. We just collected it and put it in a baggie. And the second he saw the bag, he was like, holy shit. It's just, nobody apparently knew how much it was that was coming out. Because every single time we showed pictures, everybody was shocked. And they're like, yeah, that's not good. I'm like, yeah, no shit. That's what I've been trying to say. Anyway, so they were like, confirmed it's a hot water issue, confirmed that it's with this apartment building, confirmed that I was right. Okay. I get a few hair flips for that. Okay. I was right. And they had to flush the whole building. So water was turned off, was it Saturday? Friday? I forget. One of the days. I think it must have been Friday that they turned off the water for a few hours to flush out the building, I guess. Which I was glad that you said that your comment of like, if it is rust and they do flush the hot water heater, then that could be rust from the hot water heater. And then that could cause leaks in the pipe. So I'm glad you mentioned that, because then I told Alexander about that. I'm like, listen, if this happens again, okay, and in like another building, we are at least given a heads up, because the last time that we had water dripping and leaking, it was horrendous. And that was our apartment in California when we were living there. Oh my god, I still have the recording, because I just so happened to be having my Japanese tutor session, and I was just so happened to be recording that specific session when the first water ceiling leak happened. Oh my god. She was so nice about it. She's like, girl, cancel the lesson, get your money back, like, just deal with that. You're having issues. I'm like, I'm so sorry. But that was like waterfall. It started with a few drips, and then just like cascade, like Niagara Falls. And my bookshelf was right there. The panic. Oh my god. And it happened, so we fixed everything. It, like, they gave us a hotel. The hotel room had ants, because of course it did. And then we came back. It happened a second time, and of course that time they're like, no, you're not getting a hotel room this time. Like, it's somehow your fault this time. We're not going to take responsibility for that, which is bullshit. We should have gotten another hotel room that didn't have ants. And Yeah, so that also had the bookshelf there. We moved the bookshelf back. And after that one, we're like, okay, we're not going to have the bookshelf there again. We're going to put it somewhere else, which was good because it happened a third time. It happened 3 times. I can't even remember if it happened a fourth. I feel like it did. I feel like there must have been a fourth at some point. Oh my god. But that was crazy. And it ended up that, from what we understood, it was the upstairs neighbor flushing paper towels down their toilets. And it was sewage water that we were getting. Oh. I have too many water stories. Too many now. I don't need any more. Take them all back. I want a refund. Oh, that's pretty dark. I'll do another later. But yeah, so that's the water update. So since they've done that on Friday, the water has seemed fine. So I'm hoping that was the issue. I'm still a little sus. Oh, the explanation for the sink. They said that there's no filter in the sink, but there's like a thing that kind of like narrows down, or like things that get smaller. So the chunks of particles can't get through as easily. When did I last drink some? I mean, I did drink a little bit of it from the kitchen sink before they fixed it, and then I would check the water and see if anything came out. And there were a couple times where I would see specks and I would just throw the water out. Like I would just pour it down the drain and then check again. And then what did we make? Oh, we made a ramen. Alexander wanted a ramen, and that water was from the sink, and we checked it for dots. There was one dot that came up the first time, and we tried to get it out. We couldn't get it out, so we just poured it and then poured in new water, and then that one seemed fine. But I'm still going through the fresh water jug that we bought, so I'm just drinking through that first. That's what's in here right now. This is almost, I think there's like a little bit left in the jug still, but I'm just drinking that first because I don't want it to sit in the plastic. But so soon I will be drinking from it soon. But yeah, I'm glad that the sink has something in it to at least prevent some of this stuff from coming out. So that's good at least. Hold on, what I think I'm going too far. What direction do I want to go? I guess I can go down this way. I kind of want to save the body for last though. There's a lot going on with the body. I maybe want to do the face first and then come down. I think I'm gonna do the other ear. Let's go to the other ear. Let's move reference to this direction. And that makes it much easier to have the chat open because the chat's on the other side. Okay. That's still in frame. Good, good, good. So there was a lot that happened this week. Oh my god. Man. And then also the other news, which I can't, unfortunately, go into too much detail. But I will say that for people who don't know or didn't know, that Ko-fi does allow AI on the platform. Yes, I was aware of this. Yes, as an ambassador, we did have conversations about this. Other ambassadors were also involved in the conversations. The conversations didn't seem to go any specific direction. So Ko-fi's official stance is still the one that they share on their health page. I'm still leaving up my store. However, I am copy pasting things over to give people other options. So you still have VGen if you want to shop, which I can't post all my new products there because they have like limitations on how much you can post if you don't have certain stuff. I haven't reached that yet. Whatever, doesn't matter. But I do have a lot of stuff on VGen available, and I have stuff now on my main website available. So I'll have to ask questions I don't care about the answer to. But I'm trying to give options. But so speaking of, I am gradually expanding the website, my shop website, my website's shop, which I didn't even know I could have. So honestly, things were kind of working out in my favor because since specific instances and things have happened that I can't talk about, I have looked into my website, and it turns out my payment plan, the website plan that I'm on, has this for the same exact price. I can get a shop on my website. So I just switched plans, which costs me nothing, and then I have a shop on my website now. So that's cool. I'm glad I figured that out. So I'm mostly focusing on moving over the physical items first, just because it's so much easier. on my own website, I can have as many variants as I want. I can have different shipping profiles. There's so many more features. Unfortunately, the biggest downside, which I will invest in at some point, is discounts. Discounts are an extra charge for my subscription, my website subscription. But so I'll look into that at some point. I just kind of want to get stuff moved over first, and kind of work my way over to that. But yeah, so I'm excited about it. I think it looks good so far. It looks very empty. I need to come up with like a picture for the gift card, because you can get gift cards now. I thought that was so cute. When I saw that feature, immediately was like, I'm making a gift card option. But yeah, so there's no picture for it, so it looks kind of sketchy. But supposedly, I should probably test it. I don't know how to test it. I guess I can just buy myself a gift card. Or I could do like a giveaway maybe? I don't know. Can you change the list price freely? You can have it be like an overall price. Like on my crochet bags, they're all the same price. So I just have the one set price, so I can change that and it will change all of them. If it's like my keychains where there's two different prices, which I maybe should just have two different listings just to save my time and effort, to be honest. Because putting the sale prices on those was really time consuming because I don't have the discount feature, so I had to do it manually. So you can have discounts, but you have to do them by hand, and you don't get codes, and you don't get like buy one, get one stuff. Like you don't get BOGOs, you don't get other discount features, you don't get bundles, stuff like that. But you can get just general discount sale prices, but you have to change each one individually. Or if it's like my crochet bags where they're all the same price, I can just change one and then it changes all of them. But because the keychains were different, I had to change them individually, and that was a big pain in the ass. But yeah, so you can change that, and then you can change the shipping price. You can do taxes, which I just decided to not have taxes on there. I'm like, I haven't done taxes. I don't want to have like a secret charge later. Yeah. But I didn't want to have like it sucks kind of like when you check out and there's like, oh, there's a tax. And I'm like, ugh, I'll pay it, but like it's an extra thing, and I'm like, I don't want to have that. So it's kind of funny because I did a test checkout, and so the taxes was listed, but it was listed as 0. And I just thought that was kind of funny looking. But yeah, it took me like a second there's a learning curve. Like I had to kind of figure out how to add shipping profiles. because I wanted to add the original artworks, because you can buy my charcoal artworks that I've made, and I was like, I want to allow that for international, but I only had the US set up, so I had to kind of look into that. But yeah, so the discount sucks that I don't have that yet, but that's on the docket to get at some point. And then also what I don't like is the thing that you mentioned, which was that if you get a free product, because I already looked into it, and you're like forced to give your address, and I'm like, that's dumb. I don't like that. But other than that, I don't really have complaints. I like that stuff is like really customizable. I did have it glitch out on me twice after I added all of the variables. And I was like, you gotta be shitting me, I have to type all that again. Oh, so sad. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. Oh, I don't love the digital products. You can only have one file. So I've been setting up Google Drive download pages, and then I have to add in the README file on all of those that didn't already have them, because you can't upload two files. And everywhere I went, it was like, oh, just add a zip file. I'm like, bitch, you add a zip file. And there's already like a tiny limit too for how much I could upload. So I was like, I don't know. I was kind of wanting to move to Drive anyway, so that's fine. It wasn't a big deal. But yeah, so far so good. And for the same price too. And that's hard to beat, you know? $0 extra, and I get all these, and that wasn't even all of it. Like, you get what did I get? I could also have a course feature. I could make online courses. They have a membership feature similar to Ko-fi's. I haven't looked into it, so I don't know any of the specifics about them. I just know that I can do memberships. I can do courses. What else did they have? They had like a bunch of stuff for no extra money. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna switch over. That's a no-brainer decision. But I'm not doing it all at once, so I'm one thing at a time. Right now, it's just the shop. And it's going to happen very, very slowly. And it has been an hour, so let's drink some water. It's nice when there's not a big time crunch, right? And just like relax and just add stuff when I get to it. And I mean, it's not really something I've announced that much anyway, so people aren't used to it, they're not expecting it. You know, it is what it is. I like these not rush things. And speaking of, I thought this was really cute. No shade, no anything to the client for this. I just thought it was so cute that in my sheet to fill out, I asked if there's a specific deadline. And they just said Mother's Day. And one, I thought that was cute, but also like, that's so far away. I'm like, I can't draw that slow, man. You're gonna get it sooner. But I thought it was really cute. That they were like, you know, can I have it like 2 months from now? Like, girl, you can have it next week. That was nice. I think pretty much like all of my clients that I've worked with and done commissions for have either not had a deadline or have just been like way more than satisfied, if not just completely surprised at how fast my turnaround is, which I do take pride in. I'm like, yeah, but you gotta do the Scotty method though. That's the most important part, right? Doesn't matter what field, career you are in. If you're a freelancer, if you're working at a company, you know, you have to do the Scotty method. I think especially if you're working at a company. You know what? They don't deserve the Geordie. But yeah, I usually tell people something will take like there we go. Will take like a week or two, and then I like deliver it within a couple days. But it's a good buffer. Like if something happens, if something goes wrong, you know, then I don't end up saying like, oh, I'll have this done for you in like 2 days, but then like, I don't know, something comes up and it's like, oh, I gotta delay it. So it's better to give more time than the exact time. Is that connected? I think I color alerted over a part by accident. It's looking cute so far. I think it's gonna turn out really nice. Nope, did we reach the end of the music? It was only an hour long, which would make sense. Yep, we did. We did. Let's try... Ooh, a jazz lo-fi mix. Let's try that. What's funny is like I think the lo-fi girl is like, oh, you can stream with the music and that's totally fine, and my videos still get claimed. The thin paper where your hand goes seems smart. Yes, this is called glassine. In case anybody is curious, super recommend if you do colored pencils, if you do charcoal, if you do graphite, anything that can smudge, you will want to use glassine. I've heard that some people use wax paper, but I have heard against wax paper since I guess wax paper has some different stuff to it that's just not for art. So glassine's the thing that's recommended. Glassine's already pretty cheap anyway, so it's not like, you know, you can get these things by the roll pretty cheap. I still have so much. I still have so much of it. So I just save these little scrap papers from, because when I cut them out, when I mail out the commissions, so I'm gonna have to cut an 8x10 for this one. It's probably larger because I usually like to wrap all the way around for the larger ones because they're going in like an envelope, and I just want to make sure. So any scrap that just, you know, I can't use again because it's too small. It goes in the pile. I got another one over here. It sometimes gets marks on it and then you just erase it and it's fine, but it helps so much with the smudge. And also for, obviously, the client, then they can have it for storage. I use the glove that came with my drawing tablet. That might, we might be a little bit careful, that could potentially smudge, but I mean, if you got a handle on it, you're good. I know there's some people who, when they do oil painting, I'm trying to think if they do it for acrylic too. Probably both, but they have that. But they use like on an easel. They have that. It's kind of like a ruler, and they rest their arm on it, so they can hold it at an angle with their non-dominant hand, and then with the dominant hand they can paint. and that keeps their hand off of the painting, which is also really good if you want to do like more looser details too instead of like finer stuff. But I guess you could just like lean it in closer for the finer details. But yeah, if pro tip for anybody who struggles like drawing light with a light hand, so instead of holding your pencil really up close, or your paintbrush or whatever you're using, hold all the way back and you'll get a looser amount of pressure. And also it's much nicer for like broader strokes too, like if you're doing grass or something. If pastels wouldn't help at all. I always forget about pastels because I hate them so much. Oh man, I cannot. Oh, when I was getting my haircut, the lady there asked what I did, and I just said I'm an artist. Like, sure, they don't need to know. So I was like, yeah, I'm an artist. I do art, and she was nice about it. She didn't like dig too much about it, and I was like, that's good. I appreciate that. I'm very tired of talking about it with random strangers. But then she also talked about how she liked to do painting and stuff like that every once in a while. I was like, oh, cool. And then she mentioned like what other mediums I like to use, and then I said I pretty much use everything but like oils, and she's like, oh my god, yes, it takes so long to dry. I'm like, yes, exactly. And then I said pastels, and I think she might have separated the context of the sentence because she got very excited and like, oh my god, I love pastels. And I'm like, yeah, they can they're all right. No, it depends. If it's oil pastel or if it's chalk pastel. If it's oil pastel, I don't mind them. They are messy, but like they can be fun. But if it's chalk pastel, I hate them. I have to wonder how many people have cringed with my my YouTube video I did forever ago of using art supplies that I hate, and I used my chalk pastels. And they come in the package with like this foamy protective thing. Oop, shit, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I got it. Don't worry. I'll fix it. But they came with like this foamy protective thing. And I was like, is this kind of like a sponge thing that you smudge with it? And no. Comments were telling me no. And just like, how much cringing did y'all have? Oop, did I turn it on? Oh, there it goes. How much cringing did y'all do seeing me use the foam that came in the set? I thought that was so funny. But the paper that I use, I don't think I still have that sketchbook. Oh, that would be such a shame if I got rid of it. Because the paper is indescribably bad. And I tried to explain it in the video, and then one of my friends at the time was like, bro, I need to try this paper, this like mythical bad paper. I'm like, you do not understand how bad this paper is. Like, I have tried lots of paper, and I've tried lots of paper since then. It is by far the worst paper that I've ever used. Like, there not even like a margin close of any other paper that I've tried. Unbelievable, indescribably bad. And that's what I used in the video. And so one of my friends was like, you need to send me some. And I said, girl, I got you. I sent her some, and I was so eager to hear her feedback because she's like, I cannot explain to you how right you were. She was like, the paper was so bad. I'm like, you don't even know. I mean, you do know now. You know now, but I mean, like, you know. Kind of nice when I'm practicing loose stuff, then I have the option to erase. That's true. Because I'm intimidated by oil stuff. I like the oils better. I think it's just because like you can kind of smooth with them nicer. I don't know. Another friend of mine also uses chalk pastels, but she used them for backgrounds for her artworks. So like, say she drew this cat kind of thing, then the this area like around the cat might be a little hard to see on stream, but like you can kind of see like around the head and everything. Like, she would put down chalk shavings and then smudge and make like a gradient background. If you want to see her work, she's Crazy Comic Lady on YouTube, If you go back in her backlog on videos, you can see her doing that technique. But yeah, I did oil pastel. Was it middle school? That I tried it. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to picture the classroom. Maybe it was high school. I don't know. I only did like maybe a little bit with them. I didn't really do much of anything with them, but I did like them more than my experience with chalk pastel. And I don't even remember why I had chalk pastels. I don't remember where I got them from. Somebody must have bought them for me. I don't think I would have bought them. I don't know. I was very influenced by DeviantArt artists at the time, though. So maybe I saw somebody and I was like, oh, I want chalk pastels. Or like, it could have been a gift from like a family member who like didn't know what to get me. So they're like, here's an art supply. Which is probably more likely. But that's how I got into Copics, was DeviantArt. That was seeing all the cool kids use it. And man, we thought those markers were expensive back then. Oh, that was an investment. This is one of those things where it's like if you go back in time and tell yourself to buy like Apple stock or something, you know? This is like go back in time and tell yourself to go buy Copic markers. They were $4 a marker. The markup's 200%. Or 100%? How does it work? I don't know how math works. They're $8 now. They doubled in price. That's crazy. Per marker. Per marker. $8. That's so stupid. It's so stupid. I'm like, dude, inflation didn't go up that high, okay? It's been a decade. Things haven't doubled. Well, okay. But that's like not inflation related. You know? And the only competition at the time was Prismacolor markers. And the disadvantage with them was that they didn't come with refills. So while it was a cheaper upfront investment to get Prismacolor markers, which is why they became sort of a popular secondary for a lot of people on DeviantArt, long term you would be spending more money because they didn't have the refill option that the Copics do. Which, you know, in retrospect, you could have just bought the Copic refills and refilled the Prismacolor markers with the Copics. You know, who's gonna stop you? I don't know if the materials were compatible or not. I don't know why they wouldn't be, but I did end up getting myself a Prismacolor marker just to try it in comparison to Copic, and I did feel like maybe because I was used to Copic by then, that I enjoyed Copic more. Prismacolor markers from my experience, you know, like 10 years ago, they might be different now, but the nibs were incredibly soft, but like in a way that I didn't like the texture. Like it felt not like nails on a chalkboard, but like maybe like a fourth of that. I don't know, it just felt uncomfortable to use them. And they bent very much, like they were very flexible, which that could be appealing to some people. But I think by then I was already used to Copic, so like, you know, I was already sold on the other brand. But at this point now you have like Ohuhu, which seems to be a pretty solid competitor, and because a lot of the other early competitors, for some art product history nerds over here, they did not have the brush nib, which was like the huge reason why people liked the Copic markers to begin with. So everybody else was doing brush and chisel. Bullet and chisel, and then eventually Ohuhu came around and they're like, no, we're gonna do a brush nib, and so that took the world by storm when they first came out. So all my clickbaity videos on YouTube about using Copic markers are useless now. Nobody cares. Everyone is like, oh, what about Ohuhu? Like, bitch, it's the same thing. Watch my video. Give me ad revenue. But now, like, nobody cares about alcohol-based markers anymore. Now everybody's doing acrylic paint markers. And I'm like, Sam, don't you fall for it again. You don't need another paint. You don't need another art supply. But now, funny story. The what are they called? Quick sticks. Yeah, these guys. I think I showed them off on stream before, right? They're like crayons, but they're tempera paint. So the one I have is this first one here, the medium size one, but they make them in the 2 other sizes. And I have been looking at my saved wish list for the largest set that this company has. First of all, stunning colors, gorgeous, lovely. The biggest downside is the pink, of course. The pink is just more transparent than the other colors, but they twist out just like kind of like a crayon lipstick thing. But the pink is super transparent, which sucks because it's a nice pink. But they're very nice. I love them a lot. I actually did a project with them recently, but I have to scrap it because the paper tore from the tape. I guess future reference, don't use regular computer paper with artist tape because it tore everywhere. But I was trying to make a bookmark, so the colors don't really show up as well on stream as in person, but it fades. I have it fade from pink to red to orange to yellow, and then I drew little flowers on top, and I outlined them with Posca. Or the flowers were with Posca, and then that one's Posca, yeah. But then the paper tore everywhere, and I'm very sad. So I'll have to make another one, but that's okay. It was a very simple project. So I have just been sitting there staring constantly at this listing of, I don't remember how many there are, but they have so many colors, and I was like, but I still have this one. And then when I told my mom for Christmas, I said, you should buy this for your grandchildren because this is a really nice art supply. If you have access to get this, it doesn't have to be this brand necessarily. I will say that I did find a review on YouTube for this brand, Quick Sticks. Here's the named Quick Sticks versus Crayola. And shockingly, the Crayola was not as good. I really thought the Crayola would have held up a little bit better, but the Crayola colors were just not as opaque, and they didn't clean up as nicely, but that wasn't a surprise. We all knew that was going to be the case. Crayola is not washable. They say they're washable, they're not. Anyone who's used Crayola products knows this. But the Quick Sticks one is so washable. You can just wipe it off you can't even see. You just like wipe it off the table with my finger and it just comes off. So easy. So I told her, like, listen, the nephew, not the youngest one, but the other one, he's like 7 now. But I was like, it would be a perfect gift for him because he's really messy when he does art, and this is such a fast, easy clean. I'm like, buy this for him. She bought it for me for Christmas. I'm like, why do you think I knew to recommend this to you? So now I have 2 of them. So I felt like there was not justification yet for me to invest in getting the larger set. But then I saw a YouTube video of somebody using these, and I was like, damn, stole my idea. I wanted to make a video about it, but that's fine. Where they were making like actual, like, not actual, I don't want to say actual art, but like more serious professional art. I'll say that. I guess that's fair to say. But with this, but they used a different brand, and that other brand's colors were so pretty. And they like came with like different kinds of colors. And I'm like, oh my, I don't know who to choose. But they came with like just as many colors, like just as many different individual things, but it was cheaper. And I was like, I don't know who to buy. Maybe a little art supply is a treat. Don't you tempt me. Don't you. Those, and that artist too was using the acrylic paint markers too with these, and I'm like, that's such a good combination, because I use my Posca with these. Well, the Poscas they don't always go down super great, but The Alex Technology connections through the magic of buying two of them. Now I have two. I mean, if you want to try them, I can mail them to you. I don't think I'm gonna go through them fast enough. Like, by that point, I might as well just buy, like, another set. So, you know. But they are super fun. And they just feel different. I don't know, they feel like they feel not like anything else that I've tried before. So I kind of like that it just feels different. This music is so chill. Have we not done the jazz one before? I don't even use the stuff I have. That's such a mood. That's why I was like, I need to make plushies. Because I have so much fabric that I still have left over from, because I went to that used art supply store down in Des Moines. And it was just such a steal. So I have so many, like, just little pieces of fabric and I don't know what to do with them. But, like, it's a frog and you can kind of just make it any color you want, really. So I was going to start with just, like, probably, like, a regular green frog, because I do have some green fabric still. And then, like, go crazy, you know? Like, maybe do, like, it's not called quilting, like patchwork ones, and so like have patchwork frogs, and I think that would be super cute. And I also want to make a smaller version, so I want to start with the size that it came with, the pattern, and then I want to shrink it down and try and make like little baby frogs, and I think that would be so cute. And then there was another pattern I think I saw that was like a dragon. There was two that looked similar, but one of them in the reviews, the person put that there's no picture instructions for the spikes on the back, and I'm like, bruh, come on. So I didn't want to buy it for that. So leave product reviews. They're both helpful for the seller and customers. So I knew I didn't want to buy that one because I wanted instructions, and then the seller in the future can know to add the instructions. I have a few plush dragons that I got as a little kid. Aww. I do still... Oh, do I still... I better still have it. Yes, I do. Oh my god. I've had this since middle school. I made this when I was in 8th grade. I sewed it by hand. Oh, we gotta full screen this. This is worthy of full screening. Check this out. It's a little kitty cat. I made the pattern myself. So good. Here's the body, and then the tail is actually a separate piece. Interesting. Being bold here, being brave. Very impressive sewing. Very. Did I turn it inside out or did I leave it outside in? I don't even know. And then the head, beautiful, gorgeous. It is hot glued on. And then the ears and the face are all hot glued on. I was so tempted to make this a pattern and sell it in my shop, probably for free, to be honest. This isn't like a mind-blowing pattern. You could make this yourself. Notice how I did. But I thought it would just be cute to be like, oh, Sam's first sewing pattern, which would be like both true in like the selling sense, but also in like the living alive person sense. It's got spunk, it's got cute, you know. Tail's extra fluff. That's funny. But yeah, I made this one first, and I think it was supposed to be a prototype. Look at that edging though. Look at that. Okay, that part, I can't even do that now. So good. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, that I made a duplicate of this for my 8th grade science teacher. And I went to the store. I remember with my mom, I was like really wanting it to be good. My mom was like very much not enthusiastic. I think she was just having a day. But I wanted to find like science-y fabric. We must have just gone to Joann's and RIP, you know. But I found like we couldn't find anything science-y, but we did find one that had like lightning on it, and I'm like, I guess like it's sciencey enough. So I made another second cat for him, and I gave it to him, and I don't know if he still has it or not, but I still have mine. So yeah, that was oh, look at the stitching at the front. You can tell where I turned it inside out at the bottom. That's so cute. I was like really angry and frustrated while making this. I remember that. I hated like every second. I hate hand sewing. So I've kept that for a long ass time. Alright, do this on the camera again just to not lose it. Everyone who sold at one specific con and nowhere else. I want to buy a bunch of them, resell at our bookstore. Oh, that's cute. Nice. But yeah, now that I have a machine, I'm unstoppable. So I just don't like hand sewing. I can't do it. I mean, like, I guess I technically can, but I don't enjoy it. And the moment I found out that I can sew a button with my machine, I was like, my life has changed forever. And I remember sharing on like some Discord about it, that I did a repair on one of my pants where I added a button because the button had fallen off at some point. And I mentioned how I used my machine. They're like, couldn't you just like hand sew that? I'm like, you don't understand. This is life changing. Oh man, I think I still have, there's definitely one shirt in my to mend pile that is unfortunately, I think has to be hand sewn. It's a hand sewn repair. And it's also a stupid repair. I was so mad about this. I was talking to my Japanese tutor about it. But it's the bra part of the shirt where they have the inserts. They have what are they called? Like the bra, not the bra, the boob pads. You know what I'm talking about? They have that in the shirt built in, but they don't have a hole for it. Why would you include them and not put the hole in it? So now the boob pad has like folded over on itself, and I can't unfold it. It's like stuck. So it's okay. I have to get the shirt. I'm so mad about this. Cups, thank you. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word. I feel like boob pad works though, but it's a super cute shirt. I've had it since probably high school. So here's the shirt. Very fancy, very cute. Here, let me hold it up with the extra strap so you can kind of see what it looks like. So here's the shirt. And then the pads in here are just like all messed up. The cups in here are all messed up. And there's no hole. I looked everywhere for them. And they just do not include it. So I'm going to have to make a hole somewhere. Find a spot where I can break a seam. And then try and hopefully put it back so it won't like fall apart. But so that's on the to-do list at some point. But the pile's getting smaller. That's the important thing. It's getting smaller. And now that I did these capris, I think I have more confidence to fix these other pair of pants that I have, the pajama pants that I've also had probably since I want to say middle school. I really want to say middle school. It's been a long ass time, but it has the exact same problem in the waist. But that one I think did have elastic. But it also had shirring. Now I gotta go look, I can't remember. Yes. So these are the pants. This way. So they had, I guess, the elastic waistbands, but my God, how am I gonna get in there? That's like sewn intensely. All right, this one might. I thought I was like, oh, I already did the other one. I should be able to do this one easy. Maybe not. Maybe not as easy. But yeah, the elastic in here, shot, gone. But also, the pants legs themselves, I am not this tall. This is like for a 7 foot tall person, okay? Not even 6, all right? You have to be like 7 feet tall to wear these pants. I don't know what happened. These stretched vertically. I didn't know that was possible. So I used to try and wear these as long as I could, and then just like dealt with stepping on the pants as I walked around, or like shoved them in my shoes or something. But I mean, that part's gonna be the easy part to repair. I mean, that's just like snip, snip, fold, done. I have no idea how I'm gonna do the waistband now that I'm looking at it again. I'm not that good yet. Oh, I do want to make a, what's it called? A square, what's it called? Is it like a square circle skirt? Is that what it would be called? I forget. But it's like a square of fabric, and then you cut a circle in the center. So it's kind of like a circle skirt, but it's a square instead. So I guess it's a square circle skirt. But I want to double layer it, and then I want to add pockets. I think that would be an approachable project to do. But that is later. I'm like, listen, no new clothes until I fix what I have. But hey, I've now unlocked more clothes. A Squirtle skirt. A Squirtle skirt! Oh my God, do they make, they must make like Pokemon fabric. It would probably be so expensive though. I would have to probably do a couple first. So I would like get it down, and then I would feel confident enough to give it a go on the Pokemon fabric. But so many like Pokemon fabrics I've seen are like not cute. I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna probably work on an eye just because I figured people are gonna want to see eye on stream. So let me bring over the reference over here. But yeah, that's on my to-do for sure. I think that would be super cute and super fun. There's this little dot. Right, hold on. I see, so it's this. Nice. Alright, complete. This is always the part where you gotta go slow, because the eyes are the most important part. They're the windows to the soul. Black milk does Pokemon clothes, but they kind of look like the polyester montage. There was one set of like clothing line that they were doing for a while. Then I think it disappeared. It was incredibly expensive, but like they looked fancy. Like the Pokemon designs built into the fabric were like really subtle. I remember that. I'm just trying to read my lines here. I really debated on getting something with Squirtle, but just at the time I was like, I can't afford that. It was too expensive. One would hope that given the high price it was made ethically, you know, but sometimes you don't know. Like, price doesn't always dictate or indicate that, which is unfortunate. I know there's people who have like custom fabric printing machines, but it's like I'm not gonna go that far. Like holding my breath here, trying to get a nice line. But that's like down the road. I want to make my frogs first, right? One project at a time. I think I want to change the highlights a bit too, because in the reference picture, there's not really highlights going on. I just think it might look a little cuter with some highlights. And one right there. In batches and doesn't print her own. Yeah, I think I heard that. I was talking with Amy about her stuff. I can't remember what we talked about. But we mentioned something about that. What's funny is like I was talking with my Japanese tutor about learning to sew, and she's like, "Oh, so you're gonna make your own clothes now?" I was like, "No, I just want to do repairs." And then here we are, like, I want to make a skirt, and then there's also this one tutorial I saw on YouTube, so cute, and I really want to learn how to like layer my clothing because I feel like I'm not as fashionable as I want to be, and I know that like layering is a big important aspect of that. From what I have learned from people who are more knowledgeable about fashion. And anyway, so the tutorial I saw is like whatever kind of skirt you want, like you have a base skirt first, and then you basically just add like an overall square, just like a square on top of the skirt, and then you add straps, and the straps can go like this way, just regular back, or they can go this and then they twist, they do an X in the back. So you could have straight in the back or X in the back. And then it obviously connects to the back of the skirt. And I was like, that is so cute. Because you could wear like a shirt under that, or like a long sleeve, or just something. I just think that would look so cute. So that one is also down the road. Exactly. But I was talking to people about the weather here because I'm so curious, especially because every single time I bring up the fact that I'm from Florida, it has to become a whole conversation. They're like, "Oh, I just moved here. Where are you from?" "I'm from Florida." "Why?" "I'm sorry?" That's like the number one question people ask. They're like, "Why?" I'm like, my partner got a job here. But everyone is like, "Oh my god, Florida is so paradise," and like, grass is greener, I guess. But no, Florida is awful. I don't recommend living there. Just from the heat, the summer is just deadly, like literally deadly. It's awful. Don't live in Florida. I was talking to someone and I mentioned, this is gonna be our first summer here. So I don't really know what to expect. And she's like, "Oh, it's going to be like Florida summer." I'm like, "Bitch, are you serious?" Bro, I left Florida. I didn't come here for more Florida. So I'm sad. I'm going to have to probably stay indoors for the summers. Ripper doodles. Unfortunate. It's definitely someone who's never lived. Exactly. I do miss the alligators though, not gonna lie. For real though, I do miss them. They're so cute. Been there, done that, won't be big. Yeah. Yep. It is. It's an okay place to visit in like the fall. And I mean like what everyone else considers winter time. Because Florida doesn't have fall or winter. It just has less summer. But apparently this past winter was colder than like people are like were expecting or used to. Because I was like getting text messages from my friend and she's like, I'm dying. I'm like, what is it, hot? She's like, no, it's cold. Like, girl, you're fine. You'll survive. My family thinks I'm like this crazy alien now that like I like the winters here. They're like, what happened to our daughter? I'm like, I can breathe now. I didn't know that was possible. But yeah, so I'll have to figure out some cute summer outfits. Oh, there was like a YouTube video I saw forever ago that talked about how to dress cute for the winter and how to dress cute for the summer. I need to watch that again. Because I feel like the winter, it's easier because you can just layer. Or like fall. Like probably fall or spring. You can just layer and it looks cute. But like the fuck do you do for summer? Like you can't layer or you'll suffocate. The least I can get away with. That might have to be my strategy. I have more shorts now. My sister-in-law gave me a bunch of shorts when I met her last year. And I've definitely been wearing them, for sure. So maybe I can think of something cute with that. Maybe like, I do... When did I get it? Was it high school? I got like this kind of... It's on a scarf. I don't know what you call it. I guess you can call it a scarf, but that's not what you wear it for. It's a like a beach cover that you like wrap around your waist. I don't know what those are called, but I have that. And I did wear that for like a hot minute when I was younger. I could maybe try going back to trying that. And then I have another... This is like this similar kind of thing, but it's like shorter and it's red and it's really cute. I could try like combining that with the shorts so that you can kind of have a little bit of a layering effect going on. I could maybe try hats too. Booty shorts and a tube top. I do have that crochet top that I made that's like, you know, which I did debate on like adding an extra layer on the outside just because everybody reacted so badly to it. So badly. Oh man, I was really embarrassed. But like everybody in my family was like, what the fuck are you wearing? And my brother and my sister-in-law, the ones who live in Georgia, they were better about it, but it's just, I felt like by that point I was like already just so embarrassed. So I might, yeah, cover up or wrap, yeah, like those, for sure. Completely see-through at the boobs. Okay, listen. If you behaved the way that my mom did, then technically yes. But I did a granny stitch, square. So you have like a diamond. And so it covers like the belly button, and then it comes up to the side of the breasts, and then it comes up at the neck like that, and then it has straps that like wrap around really complicatedly that they were kind of a pain to do. I thought it looked cute. Alexander was like, that's cute, but like, you know, you're just gonna be aware of what you're wearing kind of thing. And like that already kind of put me in like a mood and a state about it. And then like I was excited to wear it for a dinner, and it wasn't like a fancy dinner, it was like super casual. So I was excited to wear it to a dinner, and then my parents saw it, and then my dad like called me a slut, and then my mom just looked straight at my boobs, and then she like beelined straight to my boobs, and she goes like this right up against them, and she's like, I can see your boobs. I'm like, god damn. So I've added cups since then, since she was being a bitch about it. Don't have to tie anything about, yeah, it is kind of a pain, but it does look cute, but now I feel like shit about it. So I was thinking about adding scallop edges to make it a little bit bigger and cover a little bit more skin. But like that would be nice. It's made of cotton, so it's like really breathable. So it would be like a nice summer thing, but you know, I can see your boobs. Hey Chibi, welcome to the stream. It was such a funny time to come into the stream. Okay, you're welcome, right? Oh my god. But the reaction was so bad, and so like, you know, I it's hard for me to want to wear it now. But it was cute. You know, maybe I'll take it apart and like make it a larger size or something. I don't know. But how are you, Chibi? Happy Sunday. Welcome to the stream. I'm just doing a little charcoal cat. Hope you've been well. Working on any fun stuff, doing anything cool. But I still really like the color too. It was a really cute pink. Very summery vibes. I'm trying to think what that would look good with a bottom though. Maybe shorts. I appreciate it. The former more than the latter. The latter is okay, no big deal. It's probably already gonna be demonetized. It's a stream. I think I already marked it as not what's it called? Being monetized. It shouldn't be. I mean, if it is, it's probably gonna get demonetized anyway, since Lo-Fi Girl keeps claiming my videos. Not that I would get like anything more than maybe a penny at most after like 2 years. Good, Glassy. Thank you. Thank you. Just getting the first layer down, and then I'll probably do a spray and then a second layer and then keep going. But yeah, the only other crochet, I mean, I made the cardigan, the Halloween one, and I got a lot of compliments on that when I wore that out this past Halloween. I was really surprised. Like, I got a ton of people saying stuff about it. And then, it's not done technically though. And then the other thing that I was working on was it was supposed to be, what's it called? A bolero. But it was too short in a way that it just like stopped at an awkward spot. So I'm making it more of a crop. And it's like debatably done. Like I'm on the fence about considering it done. I need to try it on and kind of see how I like the size. But that is that one's acrylic, so I don't know if this is a good time to wear it. There we go. So I added a couple rows at the bottom. That's what the dark line is. You can kind of see that, maybe. But I just don't know if it's long enough yet. So I didn't want to cut it off yet until I figure that out. But then because it's acrylic, like, it's gonna be hot. So I can't wear it for summer. Yeah, yeah. Still on the whip list. Just haven't touched it, mostly because I'm indecisive about it. I made one for my mom, and she wanted a full sweater, and hers was tricky because she wanted it to be like very loosely form fitting. So it took me a while to get hers the way she wanted it. But I want mine to potentially be a crop, so. I think it's coming out cute so far. I want a little bit smoother. There we go. Back to the 6B, getting those darks. Oh god, where are my lines? I think it's right here. Okay. And then I colored over another spot. It's a little hard to see when they have lots of patterns like this. There we go. I was still debating on making myself a hat out of crochet. Oh, I forgot to mention that what were they? Now I can't remember. But I did find crochet patterns for the yarn that my brother and sister-in-law gave me. Hold on. Now I gotta look it up. Oh shit, hold on. No, that's fine. Okay. It was it on Ravelry? What did I search for? Ravelry.com. Oh, I remember what it was. Okay, I remember. It was, I gotta figure out if I can do it though. So I wanna maybe do a test version first, but this is layering. It's layering. So I was thinking where it's maybe like a super, super short sleeve, probably like double treble crochet boxes, and it would be like a cover, so you would have the either a crop or a full back, and then it would just barely do like your shoulders and then barely in the front, and I think that would look cute, and it seems like that could potentially use up very little yarn, which so that could maybe work with the yarn that they bought me. It's been very difficult trying to find something that I could make with it that I would want, that I could also like use it. So for a while I was trying to think of like, oh, maybe a hat. Hold on, which part is the dark part? I'm going down the cheek. Let me move. Reference. Let me do math. That part is this part, this part. So this is dark. Just color that in so I know that that's dark. That's the light spot here. This is the dark spot. I think it's this spot. Okay. Okay, we're good. So I was thinking a hat, but then I couldn't really find any hats that didn't like use quite a bit of yarn, like just too much, which was really unfortunate. But I think I could maybe make this work if it's just like that little sort of shrug cover up thing. I don't know, that's the idea. But I think I want to test it out first just to kind of make sure I got the idea down. I couldn't find a pattern that I like, so I might just have to make up my own. And then go from there. And I do have this pink yarn that I really like, but it's from Joann's, so it's the last remaining like yarn that I could get from them, and I don't think it would be enough for the shirt anyway, and I also don't know if I want to use it for the shirt, so I might go to Walmart, because I looked up to see if I could find any yarn similar that I could just potentially use instead, but nobody else has this color, and it's such a cute color. I'll show you. I can't for the life of me find another cotton yarn that looks like this. Hold on. I'm like, why is the screen look different? There we go. That looks like this. Really, it doesn't really come across on stream that well, but it's this really light pale pink. It's so cute, and I just like the feel of Big Twist's cotton, and I haven't been able to find this color in like a different cotton yarn. Oh god damn it. Let me fix that real quick. Anyway, so I looked around, and then I found a yarn, and they sell it at Walmart, and it's supposedly they have it available at our Walmart. So I want to go and see if they, one, have it, and then two, potentially try making the shirt from that, and if that works out, weigh the shirt, and then see if I have enough yarn to do it with the yarn my brother got me. That's the plan. That's the idea. So, did the music stop? Huh, the music stopped. Time to get into making your own yarn. I do have a yarn dyeing kit, just saying. I do have one. It doesn't have pink though in the set. It has like an orange and a blue, and I forget what colors it came with. But I bought that from Joann's before they went out of business. It was as they were going out of business. I was like, well, I've been wanting to try this, so I guess this is a good time to pick it up. No, I don't want my 6. I want my 2. 2. But yeah, I might go today. Because I was also gonna go for, oh, that curves in a way that I did not do. My brother is looking for a set of books that are apparently very difficult to get your hands on. And there's a store near me that may or may not have it, so I was gonna go see while I was out if they have the books. Because he said he found them on like the original retailer website, but the shipping was stupid expensive. And like, it's a book. Why aren't you shipping media mail? It should be like $2. I mean, maybe with the price hike, media mail might be like $3 now. But media mail shipping is incredibly cheap. Like, so, but it said that they'll ship for free to like participating retailers, so I might have a participating retailer towards me, next to me, so that's why I was gonna check that out too. It's a Warhammer set of books. I forget the name of them, but there's like a series of them, and he was reading them. I don't know anything about Warhammer. This is more of a smoother line than I'm getting. I'm making the cat look kind of mad here. The cat doesn't look mad. way, if you're using charcoal and you're using this eraser brush with the fan brush thing at the end, don't press down and then swipe. I made that mistake before. It will smudge. You basically just don't even want to touch the paper when using it. I definitely have to adjust that eye. It still looks angry. And it looks like so inquisitive in the picture. I think I'm getting it. It's getting there. But it is 2 o'clock. But we got more done than I was expecting, given how much I usually talk. I was expecting much less. But here's a zoomed out. Here's the whole kitty. Got that far. It looks nice when you zoom out like that. It also looks better if you like in person than it does on stream, but zoom, look at this, look at my power. Zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. Beautiful. All right, well, thank you all for keeping me entertained as I work my way through this commission. Trying to think if there's any like announcement stuff I should be saying. Can't think of anything. I guess I'll say that it's the end of March, so you have a few more days left if you want to buy anything at a discount for my shop. Everything's 34% off on Ko-fi with code BDAY34. It's automatically 35% off on VGen because they didn't allow for 34. So you get an extra % off if you shop on my VGen shop. And then physical products are also 34% off on my website. sambyawesome.com/store. I think it's store. I am all over the place right now with my shops. We think of it as options rather than chaos. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed, and we're very entertaining around here. Yes. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope y'all have an awesome rest of your Sunday and an awesome rest of your weekend. I should be live next, let me check the calendar. Next, what is today? Today's 29th. Oh, it's the last Sunday. So then, wait, hold on a second. So next week, yes. But the week after, no. So I should be streaming on the 5th, and I won't be streaming on the 12th. But then I should be back for the 19th, because my parents are visiting that weekend. All right, I think that we're good. All right, so thanks so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see y'all next time. Bye bye.